So monks are pretty widely considered the worst class in D&D, and I tend to agree, from an optimization standpoint. And that falls down to many different reasons. They're mad or multiple ability dependent. They struggle with key points and their resource management, and they don't get to use heavy weapons, which feats tend to lean them towards, that's how you do a lot of damage as a martial, is with heavy weapons. So there's a lot of different things that come together that make it hard to be a monk in this world. But I was sitting down thinking about it, and it was like, I don't really care about power levels. What I want from monk is a character I'm just excited to play. Because I realized I've done a lot of monk builds, but if I were to be in a campaign, I don't know if I'd be excited enough to play any of them. And that was kind of disappointing to me. So this was me taking the time to think about what monk I would personally enjoy playing and why. I was looking at the subclasses, and I knew right away it had to be a shadow monk because of that ninja feel, that stealthy, can do cool acrobatics, the hit them from the left side while they're looking right. That type of vibe of just one with the shadows was really, really vibing with me. And don't get me wrong, I understand that the Way of Shadows monk has a lot of issues, the most notable of which is that they can't see through their own magical darkness, so the magical darkness ends up being more like a smoke bomb than it does to be like a tactic to help us fight or to help us teleport, because we have to see where we're teleporting to. Okay, I acknowledge all of that. But when you look at that subclass, you come to realize that one, we get Pass Without Trace, and we are a dex-based character. That's pretty unheard of. In fact, it was unheard of until the Monsters of the Multiverse released the Earth Genasi, so now any dex-based can have it. But until then, every other Pass Without Tracer is going to be a Wisdom-based character. So Pass Without Trace is amazing. It allows us not only to get a +10 on our stealth, which is ridiculous, but it also keeps us from leaving evidence behind. So unless they're using spells, we're not leaving tracks, we're not moving dust, we're not doing anything. We do not leave a trace. This not only enables us as infiltrators, it enables our whole party. So there we go. We have the capability of being hella sneaky, and if we take a, appropriate background, we also get thieves tools, and now we can be essentially the rogue. But we can be the rogue that takes the party with them, which rogues can't do, which is pretty sweet. So we have these niches that we're filling that are not being filled elsewhere. Non-combat is where the Shadow Monk really shines. We are amazing at avoiding combat, and we should, because a lot of our benefits, even in the later levels with our invisibility that we can automatically use all the time, as long as we're not in bright light, it ends when we attack. So as long as we don't attack, we can do whole infiltration missions, eventually invisible. And we might as well be invisible with some of these stealth rolls that we're going to get. Combine that with the fact that we're also a wisdom character. So there's going to be some dex characters that are Earth Genasis that can do what we're doing, but are they also wisdom characters? Do they have fantastic perception? Well, we do. So we make for fantastic scouts, fantastic infiltrators, blackmailers. We know we can plant evidence. We can sabotage. If we're facing an army, we can sabotage their food lines without ever taking a fight. That's where this character shines, and that's what really excites me about this character. I really like the idea that if we were caught in one of these missions, it would be less about let's fight our way through it and be like, okay, darkness, smoke bomb, GTFO, let's get out of here. That's kind of more the vibe this character does. Our jobs shouldn't be murder-based. If we were to act as an assassin, it should all come down to isolating the target, getting our surprise attack on them, and then just making sure we get our stun off no matter what. We dump everything into getting that stunning strike off. We will use all of our points to make it happen. If we don't, then we get out. If we have used all of our stuns and they're not dead, we get out. We don't have a sustained fight. It's really like a bursting, can I just stun lock them into death and then leave? And if so, do it. That's our way of assassinating. It's not pretty, but that's our way. But again, that's not really what we want to focus on. So races. I had two races that really stood out to me. The first is the Shadar-Kai. Now, Shadar-Kai increase our mobility and tankiness, as well as giving us perception, but they also give us a weapon that we can use our dedicated weapon with. And I love the idea of using the dedicated weapon for a battle axe, and then having this monk running around with the battle axe. And I don't know why, but the name for my battle axe I decided was going to be The Only Child, And I love that name. I don't know why I love it so much, but just running around smacking people with the only child just cracks me up. So we have this battle axe. It gives us a d10 damage. Some pretty cool things we can do with our like pseudo misty step is that we just need to see where we're teleporting into. So we can teleport through windows. We can put a mirror underneath a door and teleport to the other side of the door. So it helps us do a lot of dope things. Really love the Shadar-Kai on this build. Alternatively, we can take the halfling. Now, where halflings really shine is that if we roll a 1, because that's about the only thing that's going to ruin our infiltration mission, is that we roll 1s. Because if we roll a 2 on our stealth, then at level 5, we're looking at a 18 on our stealth. That's still pretty freaking good. But if we roll a 1, it's automatic failure. So we're just trying to avoid that automatic failure, and that's where the halfling shines. I tend to lean towards Shadar-Kai, mostly because I get to use the only child. As far as background goes, I'm definitely taking the criminal contact. I want to be able to get these jobs. And also, have a couple different things. I like a forgery kit. I like my thieves tool, so I would change up the tools a little bit. But that sounds really fun. I really like that idea, and it's like kind of these side missions is where this character really shines. I understand that most of the playtime is going to be, hey, roll initiative, we're having a group combat. And in that case, what am I doing different? Not much. I might cast darkness or silence here or there when the situation calls for it. For control, for the most part, I'm just a normal monk trying to get off good stunning strikes. So it's not like in combat, this is crazy innovative. Where this character really shines is those out of combat side missions, and that's enough for me to be excited about a character. But how about yourselves? Like if you were going to be in a long campaign, what build would you use that you'd be excited about for the duration? I'd like to hear it because I would actually like to expand what excites me about the monk. I like monks. I think they're cool and I want to love them more than I do. And so I guess that's what I'm working on and would love your help in doing so. Listen, we're D&D Daily. We release new D&D content all the time. If you love D&D, this is your spot. So come join us more often, hit that subscribe button and hang out. Or don't. Live your freaking life. I don't care. Love ya. Bye.